Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this is likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up, the Bills! It's not outside! It's not outside!
Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Homie, now listen, everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we trippin', they better get out our way. Top of the table, we flippin', we on a mission. Got an unstoppable team, continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
And a good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Coast to Coast podcast. I am your co-host, Beyond 716, and we are here for the next hour plus. Who knows how long it's going to go? And we're going to talk about something that we are not used to on this podcast. And just to put a perspective on it, since Whittle and I have been doing our podcast here, which is we're well into the hundreds on our episodes, we've never experienced a home loss to a division foe in the regular season. So this is uncharted territory. Surprising 23-20 loss for the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football. It makes the Bills fall to 4-1, tightens up the AFC East. It looked like we could run away with it with a win over New England Sunday night, but now it gets a little more interesting. We'll get into that. We'll talk about Stephon Diggs' return to Buffalo. We're going to have Whittle take a little deep dive on the wide receivers. We're going to go over some other concerns, some other things, and just talk about the Bills in general as we sit after 5 weeks. And then we'll pivot to this Monday night. We have another primetime game at Atlanta, not a place we commonly play. Should be an interesting matchup that we will go into as well. And I welcome the aforementioned Whittle 2K. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It is. I don't know what's up, but my camera is definitely off, and that's weird to me.
Yeah, because
Let me switch it up.
do you
Yeah,
see? No problem. So
so we'll figure this out.
maybe just, it's Whittle hasn't showing himself. We're just so surprised about the loss on Sunday. So maybe the camera's acting up here in
And
unison.
hide my face, man.
Nah, no reason to hide our faces after this loss. I mean, it was tough. I mean, it's something. Let's be fair, Whittle. We have become I don't want to say entitled, but we're spoiled, right? The Buffalo Bills have set an excellence here really since 2020 that we've grown accustomed to. We win well over 75% of our games, and when we lose, everything gets magnified. And that's also a reflection of where we are as a franchise, right? You'll see other teams lose games, not much talked about it, right? They're average teams, mid franchises, or they're even worse. But when teams like Buffalo, I mean, it's been just one of those seasons, and Whittle will be back with us shortly here. It's been a season, Whittle. It's been such an interesting ride. There he is. Now we're back on. There he is. Now I see you. Now I see you for sure. So we're good now. Oh, Whittle, you're playing Bruce.
It's
You were doing
weird.
a Bruce Nolan there after a home loss. You were hiding yourself like Bruce Nolan does when he goes on. So no, Whittle
Yeah.
has is back, and what else? Just it's something we're not used to, right? We're not used to coming on here and recapping a loss, especially at home. We've been an incredible team at home. As we've talked about, it's very, very difficult to go undefeated at home. With the Bills have only done it a handful of times in their team history. So what's your initial reaction in terms of basically the result we saw Sunday night?
Buffalo let one get away. Um, that was a game that Buffalo should win. You're at home. You have a division opponent, a young quarterback, um, and you're supposed to win that game. To lose that game, especially a division game in your building, that's and you lose by 3, and it's the way they lost was pretty. We'll get into the way they lost. It was just for me.
Hmm.
For me, the loss was a little tough. It's tough. It's tough to take that loss. I don't mind taking a loss when the other team just outplays you, right? But I
Hmm.
don't feel like that was the case. I feel like uh, I mean, to borrow a phrase from the Ravens flock, I mean, we kind of beat ourselves in this
Hmm.
game, unfortunately. But listen, man, it's a learning experience for this team, uh, and we got to move forward. You know, got to move forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what, Whittle, the great teams, sometimes you find out a little bit more about them after games like this than you do, when everything's going great and the everything's great at home and we're rolling, and then we hear what's that why am I drawing a blank? What's the song we put Mr. Brightside's playing and going crazy and we're waving towels, everything's great. But now
Right.
let's see how this team reacts. We'll get into it later, going on the road again. We're going to actually start going on the road now. We've had a lot of home games, so we'll see how they react and off of that tough loss at home. So we'll find out a little bit more about this iteration of the Bills going forward. So yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there are things that I will tip my cap to New England on. They made some plays, and we'll definitely get into. I thought their defensive line, especially Milton Williams, really looks very solid. Like he signed that big contract with New England, and you were wondering, did they massively overpay? Was he a one-year wonder of Philadelphia? But he really played a very solid game. He's very noticeable to me against the Bills, and made it tough for James Cook to really get going in the running game. So, New England did make some plays, and of course, Drake May. Listen, got to give him credit at the end of the game. That big play, uh, that incredible getting away from Daquan Jones, which I still can't believe he pulled that off. And he made some really nice throws in the second half. So credit to Drake. The Patriots may be a problem in the next few years. I mean, they're starting to build a very physical team. Still a long way to go, but I agree with you. This is a game we should have had, most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of feel differently about this game. Like I don't think that. I don't think that Patriots team is on a level with this Buffalo Bills team.
No.
We played them, you know, with some with some major holes in a couple of areas that I think had those areas been filled with starters, you'd see a different you would have seen a different result despite the poor play. Like, well, I mean, we could just start from the top. Uh, 11 penalties for 90 yards. The
Hmm.
majority of those penalties cost them, yards on the ground, yards in the air. Um, Very, very sloppy game by Buffalo. Turned the ball over 3 times. Josh Allen threw an interception, which was a great play by Marcus Jones. But the 2 lost
Hmm.
fumbles were just really
Yeah.
just kind of boneheaded, not paying attention to detail type plays. So when you have a situation like that, um, you really reduce your room for error, and that's kind of what happened. Milano went down again with another injury. He's hurt again. Um, and you can tell the difference. Milano played in the first half, the defense was excellent. He doesn't play in the second half, and the defense is not, what it
Yeah.
was. Right.
Hmm.
And we can chalk some of that up to maybe they adjusted, maybe they made some adjustments, sure. But ultimately, uh this defense is a lot better when Matt Milano's on the field versus when he's not on the field. I thought Shaq Thompson did come in and play well in relief of him, but ultimately, this defense goes a lot. This defense really goes a lot better with Matt Milano on the field. Uh, Stephon Diggs, 10 receptions, 146 yards. He did not
Hmm.
find the end zone, thank God. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
but yeah, it's just he got a lot of not there weren't a ton of big, explosive plays down the field. More
Hmm.
so just him kind of catching the football and making things happen after the catch. He really exposed the hole at cornerback too, as well as the age catching up to Taron Johnson. I thought Taron Johnson looked a tad slow to react to Diggs. This is still a really good player. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Diggs is still a great player. I think if you take Diggs and put him in this Buffalo Bills offense um, as the X receiver, you get you probably get another 80 to 100 yard catch, 11 to 1,200 yard season out of him because he's still an excellent route runner. He can still win all over the field. So, I it's
Hmm.
just unfortunate that, we had to figure it out. That we had to that it's just unfortunate that um Maxwell Hairston is still out and Dorian Strong is out with the neck injury. I don't think I think Diggs still probably has 10 receptions. He doesn't have 146 yards if Dorian Strong's out there. Dorian
Yeah.
Strong is making a lot of those tackles. He's making plays on the football. Um,
Hmm.
you know, there were two key plays that I thought uh, Trey White really, really just looked off. Like, just looked like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This is all foreign to me when it comes to him, but the deep ball that Drake made through when he was on the run down the sideline. Diggs catches it in the red zone, gets 2 feet down, right out of bounds. It's a beautiful throw. But Trey White
Hmm.
is chasing him and tries to undercut the route instead of staying connected to the core to the receiver, and that just didn't. I just didn't understand it. He made the catch. He gave Drake May a window to really drop that football in. And then on top of doing that, you make it an easier catch because you're not there to physically harass or you make a play on the football.
Yeah.
Like that ball hung up there and it took a while to get there. Had Diggs been following and trying to stay connected, maybe he has enough time to catch up to that and get a pass breakup. I mean, and that play put them in the red zone, and they ended up getting points. So, um, there's another play where this is the throw that got them into field goal range, where we're playing a cover two, and uh, Trey White's in the trail technique, and he just stops. He disconnects from Butte, who's running up the sideline and to take away the flat, and there's nobody in the flat. I mean, I don't know if he thought maybe that Drake May was going to take off and run, but I mean,
Hmm.
you're taught like the first thing you're taught as a DB is that when it comes to a quarterback, running, um, is you wait for them to cross the line of scrimmage, then you go after the quarterback. You don't go after them before because when you do, you open up a window that they can throw into, and that's what happened. Butte got a ball on the sideline. He caught it, got 2 feet down, gets out of bounds, actually stays in bounds, and then we're able to kick a field goal. They were able to kick a field goal and and win the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Diggs also would represent it's just his presence alone, right? Whittle, even if he's not having a very strong game, it's just that you have to account for that receiver, on the field at all times and could open things up for other receivers. So we lost Whittle just for a second here, but we'll see if he comes back. Want to say hello to Q as well. Welcome, Q. Good to see you here as well. And wanted to get up some comments. And I agree with Steve here too about we've been very mid defensively without Oliver, Bosa, Groot, Hoyt, and defensive. We'll see what Hoyt looks like. Ed Oliver is definitely underappreciated for sure. So hopefully we'll get Ed back. And I said, I really think this bye week, Whittle, after this week is coming at a good time. I really do, even though I thought maybe early in the season it was you were hoping it was a little bit early, but I think with some of the injuries we have and we got 2 players coming back off suspension. I think the timing of this is very, very good. I think it's going to give Brandon Beane a good amount of time to really look at things on this roster, and maybe I will get into that for sure, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna try to add Whittle here. Whittle, can you hear me? Okay, you're good. You're back. Okay, just wanted to make sure you're good.
Trying to fix it.
Oh, okay, no worries. So, yeah. So again, it was definitely was a tough night. And I agree, it was a very winnable game. And got to pin most. I pinned majority of this game on the offense here, especially with the sloppy turnovers, with the missed opportunities, especially. And I do want to get into a play with you because I want to get your perspective on it because we've heard a lot of opinions about it, and not sure if you were able to watch a different angle of that big third down play at the end where Josh may have had Curtis Samuel open for a touchdown. And because I know a lot of saw some videos out there showing it looked like that was an easy touchdown for Josh, but didn't know if you had a perspective on that. Thought that was an absolute missed opportunity, or do you think the safety may have had it for New England, or what say you?
Well, I think Josh. When we're in these close games, um, that and things are not like when we're in these close games, these close matches, these close games with other teams, and things aren't going smoothly for the Bills offense. Josh starts to press. He starts to trust his teammates less and tries to do more on his own. And
Mhm.
I think that's what you saw Sunday. Again, Keon with the fumble with Dawson Knox that should have been a reverse. Though plays like that,
Mm.
it's tough to recover from.
Yes.
And when you're in those positions, Josh is going to do what he can to try to get the win, and he just did a little too much. Had he stayed, there wasn't any pressure. You could see like the pocket was clean. If he
Mhm.
stays, um, excuse me, if he stays,
Mhm.
perhaps the safety does pick up Samuel, but because he rolls out, the safety
Mhm.
follows him. Um, I just would like to see Josh kind of sit in the pocket a little bit longer. I think that play still does develop. I think it does. I think, you know, I'm pretty sure the safety was paying more attention to Josh than he was Curtis Samuel. And that throw gets out there. It's a touchdown. We probably win that game. But listen, it's difficult uh, to say for sure. Like we're getting hypotheticals here, but you know, it's just
Absolutely.
another missed opportunity, man. There were a few.
Mhm.
There were a few times where Josh Probably should have let the ball go. We probably should have got it into the hands of a check down to one of his check down targets.
Hmm.
Whether that be the running back or the tight end. There were times where you should have just got rid of the ball a little bit faster, but we was trying to get something a little deeper downfield, and that's what happens. Uh, I don't like it, but it is what it is. Uh, I thought that the defense played really well. I thought the offense kind of let us down.
Hmm.
Um, and that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen from time to time. So
Yep.
what can you do, man?
Absolutely. And you hit it too. It's kind of frustrating because Bean really tried to address the corner issues, and we haven't seen Maxwell Harrison yet. And then
Right.
unfortunately, Dorian Strong looks like he's got a serious injury here. Uh,
Mhm.
I, have you heard that he is out for the season at this point, or are they still kind of not being committal to that in terms of how long he'll be out at this point?
Uh, they're not saying anything about it. I
Yeah.
mean, outside of like, hopefully we'll get him back. I've heard that. I've heard that he's fine, but
Hmm.
he just hasn't picked up the playbook yet. So they don't want
Okay.
to put him out there until he understands what's going on. Um,
Hmm.
but that's I can't verify that
Absolutely.
or not.
Absolutely. And this was something too about this game, that the biggest concern is we didn't run the ball consistently well. Something we've been doing very, very well this year. Do you credit more of that to New England, in the way their front four played and the way they attacked us, or do you think the offensive line just had one of those off nights, or both?
No, I think the Bills, and this is more in the OC than anything else. I think the Bills just did not. They wanted to run the ball a certain way. I don't think that they wanted to. I don't think they wanted to run the ball the way that they were letting them do it. Like they
Hmm.
were giving the Bills the they were giving us the edge to
Hmm.
take. And when a team is willing to do that, I think as an OC, you kind of got to pay attention to that and say, you know what? Maybe we'll go with some off tackle stuff. Maybe we'll go with a little more of some power off tackle, where we're not, or some counter traps, or what, some counter runs or some trap plays where we can bounce those things outside. Uh, I was watching the game over, and every single run play, like they are just crashing down and just just really muddying up the area between the tackles
Hmm.
at the second level. And James Cook didn't really have any cutback lanes, and that's his thing. He gets through the first level, because we still did create some displacement up front. He gets to the second level, and then he's able to kind of make a guy miss, and then now he's off to the races. Good luck. But
Hmm.
they just had so many guys there that even when he made, like, there was one play where he made Robert Spillane miss second level, and before he can really get going, he's got two guys on him. The safety's coming over, another linebacker is there because they're taking the middle away. So Joe Brady's got to see that early. He's got to dial some things up for off tackle. Um, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, and then
It's
do you
tough.
think the offense has gotten a little I've heard some other things too, like we're in shotgun, bro, he's passing, right? We're under center. You could even see Josh, go behind his hands like this, with his fingers, like he's sort of pointing which way he wants Cook to go. Do you think
Yeah,
that maybe Joe needs to, do you think he needs to mix it up a little bit more in those situations and say, hey,
absolutely.
like, remember
Yeah,
shotgun? We used to run out of shotgun. We don't, I can't remember. Have they done it this year? I don't even remember if they've done it
yeah,
this
they
year
do.
once.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
we run
very
out of
rare.
shotgun, but we don't run out of shotgun a lot. I think we got
Yeah.
to get back to that. One of the things that we ran a lot in 2023 was a tackle rat play with
Hmm.
Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown. Maybe we should bring some of that back. Maybe we should bring in some more. Um, shotgun sweeps with the
Hmm.
with some shotgun toss plays. I know we do that with Ty Johnson at times. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we got to get more into that. And I'd like to see James Cook used more as a receiver. I think this was a really good game for that. We talked about how Kincaid and how the tight ends and running backs really should have a good day. And Kincaid started off really hot. He,
Hmm.
he was, he was making plays and, he had 100 yards receiving. But, at some point in the second half, they just decided that they're not going to allow Kincaid to continue to beat them. And
Hmm.
our guys on the outside didn't win enough for Josh to throw them the football. So
Agree.
I'd like to see Palmer used a little bit more. And,
Hmm.
you know, people are complaining about wide receivers not being able to get open and all these different things. And it's really not true. Like we do have
Hmm.
receivers that do get open. Now, granted, we don't have, Justin Jefferson and that caliber of player. But the amount of separation that Diggs has created over the first 5 weeks uh is on par with what Josh Palmer's doing. It's just Josh Palmer's not getting the targets that Stephon Diggs is getting. So and I mean and this is not me making it up, you
Hmm.
know. Um this is not me making it up.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, here we go.
Here's the data. I mean I can send this to whoever wants to see it. Um,
Yep.
I
Wow.
wish
Look,
I
and look
wish I
who's
could.
okay. So now, so I understand this for everybody listening or watching. The top right is the best, right? And then
Yes,
so
yes.
anything above, like anything in the top right quadrant, like if you look at the square, right? That's where you really want to be in this scenario, right?
Well,
Or
that's
is it
determined by it. What you want to do is you want to be to the right of the x-axis. You want to be
okay?
to the right.
Gotcha.
That means
Okay.
you're creating separation um on every route, on the routes
Hmm.
you run. Like you're creating more
Hmm.
separation than you should than the league average, I guess. Um
Yep.
Joshua Palmer and Dalton Kincaid are on the right. Palmer's down here, which is below the y-axis, and that just means that he's creating separation. He's just not getting the targets. Khalil
Hmm.
Shakir and Keon Coleman are in the top left quadrant over here. They're over here.
Okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
I think they're both like right here in this area. Means they're not creating enough separation, but they are getting a ton of targets. I'd like
Hmm.
to see Palmer get more targets because he is. Now for Shakir, he's a slot guy. I don't really care. Like slot guys, it's a little difficult. It depends on how you're being used. Shakir's not being used a ton out in space. He's kind of like a safety valve for Josh, so he just kind of runs
Hmm.
his route and sits there and waits for the football. Not going to create a ton of separation, but Keon's got to be better. Um, yeah, you know, the proof is in the pudding with Kincaid. Kincaid's doing it at a high
Yeah.
level. Palmer's doing it at a high level as well. Just need to use
Hmm.
Palmer a little bit more. So,
Well, maybe it's gonna
but
take. Maybe it's just take time, a level of trust from Josh, and getting used to it. You said maybe in a few weeks we will see an uptick in that.
maybe we need to. Maybe Joe Brady needs to. Expedite that a bit. Uh,
Hmm.
as the OC, you got to start designing plays for these guys to get these guys open and get those plays.
Yep.
Get those plays going, man.
Hmm.
Let me see. Did we get an injury report? I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't see one.
I can. I could see if we can find that. So I could certainly work on that for you if you need me to. See if I can find a injury report this week. I'm hearing some good
I
things
feel like
about.
one
I
should have
believe.
came out.
Yeah, usually every Wednesday we have one. So let me but I don't remember usually I see it tweeted everywhere. Let's see. I don't see. I'm trying to see. Usually the PR account puts it out. Maybe because we're playing Monday, Whittle. It's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, are we speculating it? I guess based on what Ed tweeted or put on Instagram. I can't remember that he may be a go on Monday night, which would be a major boost. I mean, not that the D line's been playing poorly or anything, but just having Ed just makes a lot of things home much better. So that's
Actually,
going
the
to be
D
a
line's been playing pretty well.
yeah, yeah, they really have. So
Here's
do you?
another.
Oh,
Here's another
this is
graph. Here's
quick.
another
So
chart.
so quick
This
and
is from
total pressures for defenses.
yeah, this is from FTN, Fantasy something
Hmm.
network. I can't remember what the T stands for. It's by
Hmm.
Aaron Schatz, the guy that created
Yeah.
DVOA.
Okay.
Yeah. This is his website. You see the quick and total pressures for defenses. Um, and you see where at the top there's the Broncos, Seattle's after that, the Giants after that, and then the Buffalo Bills are right there. All right. We are
Hmm.
creating pressure at a high. We're getting a lot of pressures and we're creating quick pressures at a high rate. It's us and Cleveland. All
Hmm.
right. We're at the top. So what I'm saying is these color bars right here on this side, these are all for the pressures.
Hmm.
That's for quick pressure. How often are you creating quick pressure? And
Yeah.
this, this other graph is for the
The
total number of
total.
pressures.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So we're fourth, but we looks like we are close to number one in quick pressures and fourth in total
Yep.
pressures. The way I'm
Yep.
reading it. I mean, looks
Yep.
like the Browns and the Bills are the two best in terms of accomplishing that.
Yep. And the Lions and the Vikings are after that. So yeah,
Hmm.
man. And that tells me that the D line's doing its job. The
Yeah.
D line's doing its job. Uh, and I said this at the beginning of the year. I said the Buffalo Bills will have a top 12 defense. I think the Buffalo Bills will have a top 10 defense, provided we get Maxwell Harrison back. Harrison's got to come back. Dorian Strong is out with a neck injury. He's on IR. He's going to see a specialist to find out the full extent of his neck injury, and that will determine, how long he's out, what the next steps are. But we got to get one of those guys. And if we can't get Maxwell Harrison back anytime soon, and,
Hmm.
and we can't get Dorian Strong back anytime soon, I think they should go out there and make a trade.
Yeah.
Go pick up a young corner. Go pick up a corner. Two guys that I have identified. Like if Dorian
Hmm.
Strong neck is going to keep him out like indefinitely or something like that, I would call up Arizona and I would send him a second round pick. Or I would send him. I would try to send him a third for the corner that they drafted. I think it was 2 years ago or a year ago. Elijah Jones out of Boston
Okay.
College. I
Hmm.
would 100% try to do that because they drafted Will Johnson. They have Max Melton. They got guys over there. They got guys. So that guy will be my first choice if Dorian Strong's out for a long period of time. Second would be not Greedy Williams. Would be Greg Newsom,
Hmm.
corner from the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
First round pick, I think, in 2021. 2020, 2021, something like that. He's in the last year of his deal. So he's in the last year of his contract. I don't believe he's been extended. I would
Hmm.
send the Browns a third round pick for him, man. You get him in the
Hmm.
door. Maybe he stays, maybe he doesn't. Cornerbacks usually get paid. So we would get the right of at least earning a comp pick back. If he were to sign as a
Mhm.
free agent someplace else.
Maybe
But
it's like a Russell Douglas type sort of structured deal, a third for like a sixth, or maybe something like that. Or you think
I
that
don't even care if they give us a pick back. I just want the
yeah,
player.
just want
Like
the
I really
player.
just want
Yeah.
the player. Yeah, because
Yep. Your
we
Q.
cannot have
Mhm.
no. I know he's kind of falling
Rick
out of
Wallens.
favor in Seattle, but I'm
You're not buying a Rick Wallen?
I don't want to give up draft capital, man. I mean, I think they got him in like the fifth round. So if
Yeah.
they're willing to take like a fourth or a fifth for him, then sure. But I don't think they will. Like that kid
Hmm.
was really good, man. The kid, I mean,
Yep.
he is an athlete.
Yep. Here's another one for you from
Yeah, I like
Steve.
Alontae Taylor a lot, man. Alontae Taylor's good. I personally, I think he's best playing the slot.
Mhm.
The slot and safety, like he's really good over there. He's also good on the boundary. I mean, when you think of Alontae Taylor, it reminds me a little bit of a guy like Johnny Barron, who's
Mhm.
really good inside and out. Barron's more of a technician. Alontae Taylor's more of an athlete. So if you can marry the athleticism of an Alontae Taylor with the coaching of McDermott, then sure. Somebody brought up a good point earlier on Twitter about kind of missing John Butler, the defensive back coach. I don't know about you, man, but I felt like the corners were a lot better when he was here.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway,
It's just one of those things where it's kind of hard to get completely on it. We just haven't had any consistency in terms of health with that group. We just haven't been able to see the whole unit in full display, which is frustrating because what could have been, right? If we had Maxwell Hairston going for 5 weeks now, we don't, it could have changed the whole dynamic of this room. But
we wouldn't
yeah,
have,
like I said,
we'd be 5-0 right now. We'd be
yeah.
5-0.
Hmm.
No, no way Diggs gets off or Maxwell Harrison like that. No way. No way.
Hmm.
No way. No way. Trey was getting abused out there, man. It was tough to watch. It's tough to watch. But um, let's move on. I mean, I'll let you have something else to add
No,
to.
no, I guess just
All
one
right.
last thing in terms of just talking trades. Are there any other spots that you would like to see? And what do you think of the linebacker? I mean, I know, listen, we love Milano, but his availability is becoming, it's just hard to kind of depend on it. Do you think we need a little bit more to kind of guard ourselves against the possible Milano injury if it happens, or do you think we're okay with who we have going forward?
I like Shaq Thompson. I like where Shaq
Mhm.
Thompson is. Um, I know a lot of people are not happy about this, but the Bills brought Valen Spector back to the practice squad. He was signed. I want to say today. He's today or
Yes.
yesterday.
Hmm.
I like the move. Um, Valen Spector, when healthy and not playing the Mike role, was very good. Like he
Hmm.
was good. He is a good player when
Hmm.
he's not responsible for calling the defense and making sure everybody's in the right spot.
Yeah.
He takes orders excellent. He's excellent at taking orders.
Hmm.
Our practice squad to come in alumni league. Yeah,
A little bit,
I
a little
mean,
bit.
listen,
Yeah.
Gabe Davis is going to be active pretty soon. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I like the move of bringing Balin back. Um, he's a really good special teams player as well. Thank you, sweetheart. Um, he's he's a really good special teams player. So, um, adding him doesn't hurt there. But again, spot duty coming in to give Shaq Thompson some rest or play. Pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't mind a 50-50 split. I think Baylor Spector is good. I think he's better in coverage than Dorian Williams has ever been.
Hmm.
And I don't think you lose a ton in his ability to tackle. and come downhill and diagnose plays. He's not the athlete that Dorian Williams is, but I'm fine with that. I think with the defensive line that we currently have, the size that we have, I'm fine with Dorian Williams not being, we're not having the Dorian Williams athleticism, as a run defender. I'm fine with just having that Valen Spector guy come back and linebacker. I'm fine with that.
Mhm. Absolutely. And in terms of safety, I know, Q said that, Raps looked a little slow lately. I would agree. I mean, do you think that there is still that comfort level that McDermott has with our safety room? Do you envision possibly them? I mean, is the solution on the practice squad with this, Mr. Reliable for a long time for this franchise, Jordan Poyer? Does he have anything left in the tank? Do you think he
God,
gets
no.
elevated? No.
I mean, if we're worried about rap speed, Poyer's slow. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's even worse.
He doesn't
Um,
make up for it with instincts and things like that, knowing
I
his
don't think
scheme
Taylor
or the.
Rapp. I don't think Taylor Rapp has been miscalculating plays. I just don't think that
Mhm.
he's able to cover the amount of ground that he's being required to right now. But some of that's
Yeah.
not even on the safety. Some of that's on the court, the seat on the corners. Like they have to
Mhm.
be the cornerbacks have to play better. They're
Fair.
not helping the safeties at all. They've got to
Mhm.
play better. Bishop is flying all over the field making plays because he has to. And I'm
Yeah.
like, we need more. We need better. We
We
need
just
better
need
from the
better,
corners.
better from the corner. So that's where you would really be focusing in terms of the trade
Cornerback two's
deadline.
got to get fixed. It's got to get fixed. I love Trey White to death. Listen, Trey White's my guy, man.
Yeah, there it
Trey
is.
White is
Love
my
it.
guy. Okay,
Mhm.
he's my guy.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can't help it. I can't lie to myself. I know what I'm watching. He's
Mhm.
not. He's not able anymore.
Mm,
Uh,
no. Now
you know. So
on the offensive side, do you see eh, anything at all happening? Wide receiver room. I mean, there's some wild rumors floating out there. Heck, I even read an article today about the Bills looking at AJ Brown, which I think is kind of funny. But I mean, in a perfect world, that'd be great. But I don't envision a guy like AJ Brown coming to Buffalo. But do you think the Bills would consider trying to upgrade at wide receiver between now and the
yeah,
deadline?
like I saw a story about them potentially going after Raheem Shaheed.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I guess. All right. I don't mind it. I mean, I don't. I mean, listen, getting Shaheed would be awesome because at that point, then we could say, okay, thank you, but no thank you, Brandon Cochran. You've been great, but your service is
Hmm.
no longer needed. Because we can
Yep.
just put Shaheed out there. Codrington can
Yeah.
go to the practice squad, and if somebody claims him, they claim him. If not, he's there just in case. You put Shaheed as your punt returner, and your kick returner stays as Ty
Hmm.
Johnson or Ray Davis, and then like maybe Shakir or somebody or Curtis Samuel, whatever. I'm fine with that. And then Shaheed handles the punts, and but the thing is, like Shaheed would, in order to justify that trade, because I think it's going to cost you at least a third round pick. That kid's got to
Hmm.
play. He's going to have to take Palmer or Keon Coleman's snaps. And I don't think the Bills are ready to allow that to happen for anybody. Even
Yeah.
Gabe Davis is going to have to come in and play a limited amount of snaps. He's going to be in a reserve role. So
Hmm.
I don't know if the Bills are willing to do that for anybody right now.
I
Um,
agree. I agree.
and again, it's not like Coleman's not. It's not like Coleman hasn't made plays. It's not like Palmer isn't creating separation. He has a
Hmm.
great ass score. Like And when I say ASS, I mean ASS, average separation score. That's what it's
You know,
called.
it's funny on
So
that report, Whittle. I saw that in the top right corner. It says great access. That the amount of
yeah,
out of context that could be on
right.
that would be
Yeah,
memes galore, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's no need to say pause when I say, listen, Joshua Palmer's got a great ass. And when they say, what does that mean? He's got a great average separation score.
There you go. Yep.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Shout out, shout out to Joshua Palmer and Dalton Kincaid. They both
Yep.
have great ass.
somebody's
All
gonna
right,
somebody's
let's.
gonna clip you. Somebody's gonna clip you on that, Whittle. It's gonna be
I know.
flying around somewhere.
Probably going to be Stu.
Yeah, yes, dude. Yeah, that's the funniest part about it. Let's not tell them about the 45-minute segment here. Yeah,
Well,
we'll kind of.
I'm sure it'll get. I'm sure it'll get back to him or Matt at some point.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man, pretty funny. Oh boy. So yeah. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're about 45 minutes in. Whittle, how about the Bills fans pay the bills really quick, and then we will come
sure.
back and we can start pivoting to next week or whatever topics we want to open up here. So.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the Coast to Coast podcast here. Thank you all in the group chat. As always, you guys are great. Make sure to give Do Champions a follow everywhere. YouTube, please subscribe to our show. We always appreciate that. To everyone listening. And also for those at home like myself, the New York Yankee season is about to come to a close. It is 5-1 Toronto, going to the bottom of the 8th, so it doesn't look good for the boys from the Bronx, Whittle. So, I know the Bills are sending their support to the Blue Jays, and I understand it. So, no problem with me as a Yankee fan. Totally understandable, but not looking good tonight. Unless they have a
Basketball
miracle,
season's right around the corner, so
especially for me, Whittle. It's going to be a fun year.
for you.
I'm telling you, the Garden is going to be the place to be. The
Oh,
Knicks
I know.
the
The
Knicks are the
Boston Garden.
favorite.
Yeah, I know.
The Knicks are the favorites to win the East. St. John's is ranked number 5 in the preliminary polls for college basketball. It's going to be a fun season at the Garden. So I can't wait for.
All right.
But what is the? Well, I mean, the thing with the Celtics, I mean, it's almost like the 8. It's like the. What's the injury that those two had? Indiana and Boston. I'm drawing a blank right now. I haven't pivoted recently.
Achilles.
The Achilles. It's like
Yeah.
the seams have opened up for the Knicks because of a torn Achilles for 2 players. So, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, you do know that Jason Tatum is already back in the gym doing basketball stuff, right?
Oh, he is. So, is there? So it wasn't a serious. There's levels to the tear, right? Whittle, like some could be
No,
a
no,
lot
it,
worse
it,
than
it
others.
was
So
it was serious. It was definitely serious.
it was
Yeah.
serious. Wow, that'd be
Yeah.
something if he comes back before the end of the season. Because I thought maybe he was out for the whole regular season. But
Oh, he'll be back before the end of the season.
oh,
He will
all
be back.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Basketball is on. All right, we'll wait for it. And for all you hockey fans, the Sabres drop the puck tomorrow, and maybe we'll see if we get that Sabre pod back here. We've had a little hiatus for scheduling reasons, but if you
Yeah.
are, hopefully, and I'll tie this into football. Let's hope the Sabres break their playoff drought, Whittle, because they're tied with the Jets for the worst in professional sports. Let's get that off the Sabres, please. Let's let the Jets from Florida Park stand alone as the Jets are marching.
Let them hold that. Right.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, the Jets. We haven't seen June in a while. I wonder where he's been. I'm surprised he's not here this week. I thought for sure he'd be here.
They're down bad. They're broke.
Yeah.
They're broken. They're a broken family.
Yeah, I
Very
kind of
important.
I'm at the point where I have sympathy at this point. It's so bad for them right now.
Not
It's
me.
awful. Not me. No,
Not
I
me.
mean,
No,
yeah.
they want to
What's
fire
going
the head
on? Yeah.
coach. I'm done with
Do you
it.
think
Yeah.
that's? You think that? I think that's still way too early.
Of
Yeah.
course it is.
Oh, come on. This is not the energy we need today. They're making the play. I'm laying down the guarantee right now, Jarek. Today is
Listen,
October 8th.
The Blue Jays ain't making the World Series. So how about that?
Blue Jays, but the Buffalo Sabres are making the playoffs. I guarantee it. October 8th before the season starts. I'm laying down the guarantee. Hey, Steve, that's all right. We'll get you back on there. We'll try to get, I got to talk to Matt and see if we can get him back on there. But that's tomorrow night. The New York Rangers come to town to kick the season off. So we'll see. Just nice to have it back. And they said basketball's around the corner. So one of our favorite times of year. College football's rolling. Not Penn State, by the way. Uh, it's completely collapsed, but we'll leave that
And
alone.
did y'all lose like UCLA or something?
I think, they're the first team in 40 years to be in the top 10. They're the first team in 40 years to be in the top 10 and lose to a team that's 0-4 or worse since like early 80s. It's unbelievable how they lost that game. Unbelievable how they lost that
Penn
game. But
State's terrible.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So, Jarek, you saying the Sabres here? Is that what you're talking about? Because sure is not talking about the Toronto. I will say
He's
Maple
talking
Leaf.
about. I think he's talking about the Blue Jays. Blue Jays not getting to
Oh,
the.
yeah,
They're not
no.
getting to the final.
Well, let's go Mariners, baby. I'm all
Neither are
about the
the
Mariners.
Nets. Neither are the Nets. So
Don't the
it's
Nets have
either
like
us.
five first round?
It's the Bills or nothing for you, Jared.
Don't they have about 20 first round picks in the next like 3 years, the Nets or something? I mean, what are they doing over there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They're terrible.
Yeah, they need to go back to New Jersey, Whittle. I miss the days when they played in Jersey. I really do.
Me too, but we don't want them.
You don't even want. You're from Newark, and you don't even want them there, Whittle. You're like,
Yeah,
that's
no,
it.
just give us a new team. We don't want
Yeah,
that.
poor Nets.
Stay in Brooklyn. Um,
Absolutely. But anyway, so we go down to the Peach State. We play in Atlanta on Monday night. Game is at 7 o'clock. It's an early Monday night game. Just FYI, 4 o'clock here in California. That's kind of brutal on a Monday, but I digress. But so we can kind of pivot to where the Falcons are and how we can kind of start setting you up for Monday night. So, Whittle, what's your first thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons so far in
in-
2025?
inconsistent,
Yeah.
but dangerous though. Inconsistent but dangerous.
Hmm.
They are number 7 in the NFL in yards per game average.
Hmm.
But they're 26th in points per game,
Hmm.
which is weird to me. They average 19 points a game, but they get a ton of yards. Third down conversion percentage is pretty good. They're 10th, 41.82%. That's excellent. Uh, but what's the issue? Well, I believe it's special teams. I think special teams is the problem.
Hmm.
Make sure. Sure.
Well, I remember week one, they missed that kick against the Buccaneers. Yeah, that's a game they really should have won week one. That was a tough loss for the Falcons. That's a game they really had it in their hands. And again, they let it get away. But again, that's a division game. Again, another tight game. And this is how division games are, folks. That's why we shouldn't be totally stunned on what we saw Sunday night. We're stunned that we lost, but I'm not stunned that it was, a close game. So
Yeah,
I'll
so
tell you what,
they released their place kicker, Young Ho Ko or
yeah.
Young Ho Koo. They released him earlier this year, and they signed another guy. Uh, they released actually they released Koo after the first game,
Hmm.
and let's see why. I missed the field goal.
He missed that big field goal. But I thought he was a good kicker, though. I was under
I
that
did
impression.
too.
But again, I
I
don't
did
follow
too.
the Falcons as closely as some others do. So Maybe
So
it's something
yeah,
that
so
he was struggling or something along those lines.
yeah, their punter's not great either. Like he's averaging 42 yards per punt, and the net yard's only 36. So I mean, it's a combination of things, right? Like you're getting yards, but you're not scoring points, and your third down conversion percentage is pretty good. It's 10, but
Hmm.
you're not scoring touchdowns. Now, if you're not scoring touchdowns, because their red zone scoring percentage is 26 at 46%, a little over 46%. If you're not scoring touchdowns, you need to be kicking field goals. And if the field goal kicker can't make kicks consistently, well, you're kind of cooked. And that's kind of where they are. Uh, I don't think that they've played great offensively yet. They had a really solid win last week against the Commanders when they put up 34 points. Michael Penix looked great. Um, but ultimately, like, just what we're talking about. We're talking about Michael Penix, second
Hmm.
year starter, 62% completion percentage, um, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's not. He's not it. Bijan, that and they also have Bijan Robinson,
Hmm.
uh, who's one of the best backs in the NFL, but he's not having a great, he's not having a statistically dominant season after the first 5 weeks. 64 carries, 314 yards, only one rushing touchdown. He does have 18 receptions for 270 yards and a touchdown. So he's got 2 total touchdowns and a little under 600 yards from scrimmage, which is pretty solid. Uh, yeah, Tyler Algier, 43
Hmm.
carries, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then Drake London, 24 receptions, 265 yards, 1 touchdown, and Kyle Pitts, 20 receptions, 205 yards. Those are the major weapons that they have. They also have Darnell Mooney, who's a wide receiver too for them. Uh, they're also, you know, uh, one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. They do a really, really, really good job of protecting their quarterback. Uh, yeah, they do a great job protecting the quarterback. So, you know, and run blocking. Like the run blocking is fine as well. But
Hmm.
Penix has been kind of erratic. Penix is not. The completion percentage of 60% is not great. I'm sure if
Yeah.
we looked into true completion percentage without, when they adjust for drops and
Hmm.
catchable passes and things like that, I don't know how much of an improvement he'll have if he hasn't played great. They got shut out. They got shut out by I want to say Carolina. I think Carolina
Carolina.
beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like 30-0 or something like that.
Hmm.
So
And then they played well
listen,
against Tampa, and then they played well at Minnesota. They're just you know
uh,
what team they remind me of, Whittle, to give you a Bills perspective. Remember when we had really good running backs, we had some dangerous weapons, but we didn't have the quarterback, but we had some good guys. They kind of remind me of some of those Bills like 9-win teams during the drought era, right? Pretty
right?
solid. Like if you don't, the old FAFO, F around and find out, right? You just don't want to mess around with this team, but you kind of feel confident if you play well against that quarterback. You're not scared of Penix, but they have good skill players.
Yeah, what I want to do is what I would like the Bills to do is I'd like the Bills to try to take Bijan out of the game. You know,
Hmm.
pay attention, uh, pay attention to what they do, uh, to what they, pay attention to how they want to run, how they want to structure the offense. Are they going to lean heavily into the run? If so, we need to put
Hmm.
numbers in the box, right? Make sure we win that. Stay gap, make sure our guys are being aggressive at the second level and attacking
Hmm.
gaps, uh, and just trying to get this guy down because he's one of the most explosive backs in the league. So. Algier is more of a power back, but that's the plan. Like for me, the plan is take away the run and guard the heck out of the checkdowns and the flats and the quick strikes to the tight end. Guard that quickly, tackle quickly, and force Penix into long down situations where he has to throw the football.
Kevin Massari has fixed our problems, ladies and gentlemen. Trade for Justin Jefferson. Kevin, don't I wish? Where
Yeah,
are we
let's do it.
magically coming up with that cap money, Kev? How we getting that?
We just have to restructure his contract and add like 8 void years in there so we can fit him under the cap.
8 void years, yeah, before they change the CBA, right? We got to get those in.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be something though. I like the way you think,
I
Kev.
mean,
I need a trade.
we should have had him, but we traded for Diggs. Man. Who knew Justin Jefferson would turn out to be what he is now?
Yeah, hmm absolutely. And we got to find out. I'm not sure if the referees have been announced on Monday night, but let's just hope that Sean Hockley does not. No flights to Buffalo for him the rest of the year, folks. Especially if we get the 1 seed. I don't want to see him anywhere near our games
Yeah,
for the rest
he's
of the year.
terrible.
Yeah.
He's terrible. They like his crew flags Buffalo 20% more than any other uh, team in the NFL. So what? Like he's a hack, man.
hmm
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
It's the.
I don't know who in the Bills front office, stole his woman or whatever. It's just
What did
crazy.
Pagula do to Hockley? That's the question we got to find out. So
Right.
inquiring minds want to know. But yeah, it was a pretty bad display. But again, all that considered, like you said, with the turnovers, we had the game in our hands. Like that's what's frustrating. So we
Yeah.
should have been a double digit loss. Like if New England was really that great, they probably should have handled this pretty easily. To be
That's why I
honest,
think we're gonna go into Foxborough and beat them bad.
yeah.
Because this is how it goes, man. I don't know, like if you've been paying attention over the last few years, this is how it goes.
hmm
We lose a close game to Miami early in the season. They're feeling
hmm
themselves. They're running around the app talk. They're running around, talking crazy to everybody who will listen about how good they are and how they're better than the Bills. Yada yada yada. Well, fast forward to later on that season. They're coming to Buffalo to play. Everything looks great until the snow starts to fall. Then Josh Allen puts on the cape. Him and Devin Singletary manufacture a drive down the field in order to tie the game. And then we get the ball back again after a 3-and-out. And we drive the ball down the field again for an opportunity to gain a field goal. We do that. Game over. Miami's upset. We draw the short straw and have to play Miami in the playoffs. They have Skylar Thompson. He gets because Tua was hurt. They get a couple of turnovers off of us, but ultimately we beat them because we always beat the Dolphins. They stink.
hmm
Uh,
Hey, Will,
but
remember
yeah.
even during the drought years, remember when the Bills beat the Patriots in the regular season? You remember what time of year that always was?
The biggest game of the that was the
It
biggest
was,
game of your lifetime when that happened.
yep. But those times when we beat them was always early in the season. And then the next time we play them later in the year, guess what happened? Yeah, we got dealt with. So we'll do the same thing here. It's early in the season. New England surprised us. Their fans are chirping again. I'm actually happy about it because it's going to be more satisfying when we take them out in Foxborough later this year.
Yeah. So I'm trying to grab something.
Yep. But anyway,
Email to
pivoting
that
back
Antonio
to
Brown.
yeah, we did.
They're not, bro. That's the thing. Like you get 3 turnovers and you only give up one. And I mean, mind you, like they had great field position all night. When we gave you a turnover in our red zone, you got 3 points out of that. Like you literally got the ball inside the 15 and you got 3 points out of that. Well, whatever. I don't think they're that good. I think they got one. I expected the Bills at the beginning of the season. I said after the first 6 games,
hmm
the Bills will be 5-1. Now I thought that one loss was going to be the Falcons. It was, I mean, not the Falcons, the Ravens. It wasn't the Ravens. It was the Patriots. We're not
Mhm.
losing to no more birds. So the Falcons, you can hang it up.
Even the
All right.
Eagles, yeah. This you call an Eagles win later in the
We're
year.
not losing to no more birds.
No more birds. Okay, all right, no more birds.
No,
It is
we're not
okay.
losing any more birds this year. None. No
Yeah.
Eagles, no Cardinals, no Condors, nothing. Falcons.
Speaking Speaking of the Cardinals, listen, whenever you think it's bad, go look at how the Cardinals lost this past week. It can always be a lot worse, Whittle. That was one of the most brutal losses I've ever seen, ever. And I've watched
Yeah,
football over 40 years. Crazy. Anyway.
yeah, that is nice. Um, but yeah, so let's get back to Atlanta.
Yep.
Um, Good team. Atlanta's a good team. Well, listen, I don't want to lie. Um, Atlanta is a talented team. They've got talent all over the place. Darnell Mooney, who may or may not play, is their wide receiver too.
Hmm.
I mean, they got like Ray Ray McLeod, the slot, Drake London. The line has played pretty well. Matthew Bergeron, uh, Elijah Wilkinson, Chris Lindstrom, Ryan Newzell, and I know you probably know this name, Matthew Bergeron. I'll say that right. Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews,
Jake,
the other guy.
Jake
But
Matthews.
Matthew
Yep.
Bergeron, I think he went to like Syracuse or something like that. I think he went
I
to the
believe
to
so.
Syracuse. Yeah.
Bergeron, yeah, I
Played
believe he was
tackle,
a
they moved
Syracuse
him in
guy.
guard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Offensive guard. Yeah. They played him at center, right? Oh, no, guard. Okay.
All
I'm
right.
looking at him now. You're right.
I mean, defensively, I'm just gonna be honest, man. That defensive line sucks, man. I'm sorry. Sucks. Brandon Dorlish, kid out of Washington a couple years ago, he's got like zero bag for him. Um, I just wasn't impressed with it.
Hmm.
I wanted to so badly too because he's built kind of how our edges are. You know, he's on the 6'3", 6'4", whatever,
Hmm.
260, 270. Powerful rusher when he was in college. I don't know what's going on now. Free, free him, man. Free him. Zach
Yeah.
Harrison is another guy. They drafted him out of Ohio State. I'm not a fan. Uh, every time a coach or somebody connected to the Alabama football program would talk about Zach Harrison, they would say things like, they would just say like his work ethic wasn't,
Hmm.
what it needed to be. Who knows, man? Maybe he's figuring it out and he's playing well now for the Falcons. Doesn't matter. He's never going to get to Josh Allen, but yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about the line because the two picks they took, the Falcons had two first round picks this year. They took James Pierce, right? They made that big trade up for James Pierce, if I
Mhm.
remember correctly. But he's playing left outside linebacker right now,
Yeah, they run a
according to their depth
3-4.
chart. They run a 3-4. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they got a bunch of guys, man, that you just look at and it's just like, I'm not scared of anybody. They do have Leonard Floyd, though.
Yeah, the old Buffalo Bill. Uh,
Right.
I mean, their safeties aren't too bad. Jesse Bates is a good strong safety, right? And they took our
Mhm.
guy that we wanted in the draft. Remember Xavier Watts? I believe he's Notre Dame. So
Yeah.
they got some, but there's youth there. There's inexperience there. I think
Yeah,
we can help them
AJ
along.
Terrell's their main corner. He may or may not play. If he does not play, it'll be D. Alford.
Hmm.
Um, Thank you,
Oh,
Kevin.
we have a trade. in the NFL. Greg Newsome has gone from the Cleveland Browns to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know. I was hoping I was going to hit you with the Bills one, Whittle, but that's what just flashed up on the screen. So, Whittle, it's like they listened to you. Someone listened to you in the atmosphere and said, "You know what? We got to trade for Newsome tonight." And
I I
there we
promise,
go.
Beyond. I promise, bro. This morning, I was thinking about the CB2 situation. I said, let me look
Hmm.
at some of the terrible teams around the league, and
Yeah.
who from these teams would you actually want as like you can grab and say this is a significant upgrade from what Trey White's given. Elijah Jones from Boston, from Arizona. Like I think you can bring him in and just kind of just to throw a body at it. Obviously, Christian Fuller's still out there as a free agent, so that's something
Hmm.
you could potentially look at as well. But
Yep. Yep. And
Newsom
this is
was
they
the
also.
guy, man.
Hmm. Tyson Campbell
Wait,
went back.
well, I mean, Tyson Campbell's been terrible. He really has.
Yeah.
He wasn't good against the Chiefs either. That's
Well,
actually
then.
really good. Like they're gonna give Newsom some money to be the number one out there. He's a good player. Man.
Hmm. Was any picks involved in that? I wonder. That's what I'm trying to verify here.
Awesome, man. It's
Unless that
gotta
was a
be.
one for one.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be some picks. It's
You would
gotta be some
think, right?
picks. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's only 4 minutes ago, so we'll see. Yeah, another. Yeah, it's funny. They also had that big trade with Travis Hunter. So a late round pick swap, Kev said. So there you go. I'll tell you what, that's a steal for Jack. Hey, Jacksonville is. I'm not sure what to make. We haven't talked a lot about Jacksonville. I mean, I didn't have that on my bingo card this year. That we would be thinking about the Jacksonville Jaguars in terms of the overall picture AFC, but yeah, Whittle's distraught right now. This is
If
not
that's all it took, like
where's Bean on that one, right? Unless we have somebody else in mind. So they value Campbell as a day two pick value. I mean, it might not be bad for Cleveland though, because maybe with their excellent front four and stuff, they could help him out, get him a better situation there in Cleveland. Probably good for both sides.
I'm so just all right. Um, let's get back to
Yeah.
uh so the linebackers. Like, all right, so let's go with the defensive line.
Hmm.
Uh, Zach Harrison, David Onyemata. Don't know who that. I've heard that name before. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
he played for the Saints. Okay. Brandon Dorless, a young guy out of Washington. Leonard
Hmm.
Floyd is the left outside linebacker, and the right outside linebacker is Arnold Ebiketie. You should know that name very well.
Hmm.
Uh, Caden Ellis is the weak side linebacker, and Divine Diablo is the middle linebacker. So
Hmm.
we know Divine Diablo from his years with the Raiders. Had a brain fart for a second, folks.
Hmm.
Played for the Raiders. He was there when we beat the heck out of the Raiders 2 years ago. He was on the team back then. So that's
Hmm.
gonna be a nice welcoming back uh, situation for him. Who else? Mike Hughes is the left corner.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't. I want to say Mike. I think if this is the Mike Hughes, I think it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, you know who Mike Hughes is?
Mike Hughes. He rings a
Wears
bell.
number 21.
Mike Hughes.
Okay, I'll give you a scenario. Well, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Divisional game, 2021-2022 season. The 2021 season. Divisional
The
game, Bills
Chiefs
versus
game?
KC. Gabe Davis lined up at the top of your screen, puts a move on who?
Oh, Mike
Mike
Hughes.
Hughes. Yes.
Oh, wow. We should activate Gabe for this game.
Yeah.
How I wish.
So
And you know what, Mason? I want to give a shout out to Mason, but we can't be putting this into the FC. We can't have Levi Wallace or certain deal.
take his mic.
Yeah, take his mic. Yeah.
Take his mic.
It's all right, Mason. Welcome aboard. But yeah, that's
Um,
Levi Wallace in these parts is dangerous. That's some dangerous stuff to be saying around here.
Now, clearly, the strength of this team is the secondary. Aside from Mike Hughes, they've got Jesse Bates the second and Xavier Watts at safety. That's an excellent pair of safeties.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, the opposite corner of Mike Hughes is usually AJ Terrell. He's been dealing with some injury issues, so D Alford has stepped in and he's stepped in admirably well. Billy Bowman is the starting nickel point. Billy Bowman was somebody who the Bills were looking at as well. Bills fans, at least, were looking at him to
Mm-hmm.
come in and potentially play safety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be honest, folks. I don't fear this team. The defensive line is not. Come on, dog. Y'all start Leonard Floyd, bro. Like, I don't believe in you guys, but
Yeah.
I think the Bills have to establish the. I think the Bills are gonna try to establish the run. I think they will establish the run, and I don't trust their secondary to. I don't think their secondary is going to want to play all for the
Mm-hmm.
full game when we put big people out there that are going to block little people into the ground, as well
Mm-hmm.
as get the ball out quick, get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, make these guys come up and tackle, make them make plays. Um, and I don't believe that they can. And more
Mm-hmm.
importantly, I don't believe that Michael Penix can make the plays when it matters the most. I think if we
Mm-hmm.
get him into a situation where he's got to make a big play or they're going to lose, I think that team just lost.
Yep.
Sorry. That's how I feel. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
this, Atlanta? Oh,
Well, yeah, I feel like, there was part of me that was a little bit fearful of this game before the season started. But I think now with the fact that we had this tough loss against the Patriots, I feel like this is definitely a get right moment for the Bills on Monday night. Uh, we all know how Josh Allen cooks in domes, when he's in that
oh yeah.
controlled environment. That's, something that is well documented. The Falcons, what's interesting is that their DVOA ratings on defense really aren't that bad this year, which is interesting.
No, yeah,
But
they're
we
good.
also
They're good.
but we also got to factor in though they played JJ McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings. He was terrible. They played the Carolina Panthers. They don't necessarily really have a good offense. So we may have to also look at who who exactly they're playing against this year. Now they did play against Tampa Bay week 1. That I will give credit. They did a pretty good job on Baker in that offense week 1 at home. But again, those are division games. I don't always judge everything based on division games. But be it as it may, I do think this is. I think this is on. I feel like this game is all about the offense this week, Whittle. I need to see. I need to see some Cook, and not James Cook necessarily. I need to see this offense hum a little bit. I think it's about time for a 300-yard game from Allen this week. I mean, we had one week 1, but we need one of those, 28, 29 attempts where he throws for 300 something yards, maybe 3 touchdowns. Like you said, maybe this is a Palmer game where he kind of breaks out a little bit this week. Maybe we get some of the wide receivers more involved. So I think this is the week to do it. I think this is the week to kind of break it out from that perspective. And I do think we'll force Penix into a couple mistakes.
Yeah,
as we'll
yeah. I
get
mean,
to him,
we're
and
getting
we
home
can rattle him.
before. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're getting home before AJ Epinesa. One of the best. He's one of the most productive pass rushers in the NFL right now. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I think we're gonna be fine. They do have a good offensive line, but I mean, they ain't played nobody really yet. That's going to threaten them the way that we can. Or maybe did they play Tampa, right?
They did play Tampa. Atlanta did.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again,
So I
they
mean,
played a very solid game. I watched some of that game,
yeah,
week one. Yeah, Atlanta probably should have won that game, to be all truthful. But again, I don't put a ton of stock in the week one games in a lot of cases as the season goes on. Again, that's a division game on the road. Really
they
not
go either way.
surprised that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of like Dustin New England. It's very similar. So I'm not judging it based off that alone. I think you hit the nail on the head, Whittle. They're a very inconsistent team, and maybe
yeah,
that's the I don't want to say scary part about them, but they again they are capable. But as long as the Bills come in with, I want to see some urgency this week. They what else did they do? They also beat the Commanders 34-27
yeah,
before their bye. They're coming off a bye week. That's another thing that I did forget about. So that's could be a factor, but I'm not too worried about that from the Bills' point of view. In that case, I mean, it should be a good atmosphere there. The Falcons haven't been used to a lot of primetime games at home. That could be a good or bad thing, depending how you look at it. But originally, I was thinking the Falcons might win this game, Whittle. But now that we've kind of analyzed the Falcons and we've gotten into this, I think we take care of business here, like 37-22, 37-20. I don't envision that we're going to struggle too much. Provided we get off to a good start, we just take off from there.
yeah. Well, we should, um, based on you know who these guys are, who they have. If we stop
Hmm.
Bijan, I think we stop this team, right? Um,
Yep.
but again, I do worry about CB2. If I was them, I would attack that all day, every day with Darnell Mooney, or if Darnell Mooney can't go, got David Stills, Slot, Jamal Agnew. I feel like I know that name from somewhere, but anyway. Yeah, so that's what I'm for the Falcons, man. I mean, yeah, I see you gave your score already, 37-20. I'm not there. The spread's 4 or 4.5, I think.
I've seen 4.5, depending on
Yeah.
where you're placing your action. But
Well, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be there for that game, and I'm going to cheer
oh,
as loud as I can. Yeah, flying out on Monday
very
to go
nice.
down
All
there for
right,
that game. Yeah,
heading down to Hotlanta. All right, Whittle, I like it. I assume Leishon will be there. I shouldn't even ask, but yes, I assume
he
he'll be at
will.
that game. Yes, excellent, excellent.
Um, yeah, I mean, we're just waiting on Ed Oliver at this point. We're waiting for some answers from the injuries report. But if we get Ed back, I think that helps us a lot. I think Rousseau did an excellent job against the Patriots. If we can match what Rousseau did with AJ's uh steady production and or steady productivity, and then Bosa coming in and giving us some opportunities and some uh some sack opportunities and some TFL opportunities, and some forced fumbles, things like that. All of that stuff they've been doing this year. I think we got a good chance, man. I'm going to say 31-23 Buffalo.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I just got to see it, man. Quarterback two scares the heck out of me. I gotta see them get in there and do what they need to do.
Hmm. Absolutely. And let's have a little moment of silence. The New York Yankees have officially been eliminated from the playoffs. But hey, at least we beat Boston, Whittle.
Yeah,
That's it.
I was about
That's it.
I was about to say something that would make the Celtics faithful not too happy. So I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hear you. So we got Steve checking in with a bigger score. I
Oof,
like that 38-17.
oof.
I'll take that. I'll take that. That's the kind of game I'm looking for. I feel like our fan base would feel a lot more at ease if we put up that kind of game. Not that that fixes
Well,
all
they
of
are
our
crashing
problems.
out. They are crashing out all over the timeline.
About
Crashing
what?
out about the OC, about the head coach, about
Oh,
not having wide receivers that can stretch the field or not. The quote is, "We don't have receivers that create separation. We don't have guys to get over." It's not
hmm
true, but that's what
no.
they're going to say. They're going to continue to say it. So we
Hmm.
need a couple of blowout W's, man. This is,
Yep.
blow
Yeah.
this
Be nice
team
for the
out.
psyche. Yeah.
Right. Go to Carolina, blow them out. Go to
And then KC
Jersey,
comes
go
in.
to Twitter. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a
Hmm.
big game.
Yep. So that's when the season starts. And I'm not writing off Kansas City yet, folks. I wouldn't if I were you either.
See, yeah.
So,
Well, they just lost to
in
the
fact,
Jags, so they
there's my
probably will lose to the Lions too.
I'm going to disagree with you on this, Whittle. I'm guaranteeing you the Chiefs beat the Lions this week. I think this is where they get off the mat and find a way. I think the Chiefs may be that kind of team this year where they show you a little glimpse and then they have a game like Monday night. Kind of like it reminds me of when the Bills were going for their fifth straight Super Bowl, Whittle, and they were like an 8-8 team and they were up and down all year. Where one week you're like, wow, the Bills look great, right? And then the next week they lose and inexplicably lose to this team. I feel like the Chiefs may be that a little bit. So I'm root for the Lions, but I have this feeling strongly in my mind that the Chiefs are going to beat the Detroit Lions on Sunday.
I know. Mason with a excellent question. Honestly, Mason, I'm looking at Christian Fuller. He's a free agent right now. Um,
Hmm.
why not, man? Me, I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't know how much worse he can get than what we're seeing Trey White do out there. So, oh man, Greg Newsome to the Jags. That definitely hurts. I got nothing
Yeah,
left.
especially after you just said it tonight, right? Literally as we're on the pod. Unfortunately, I was hoping to see the Buffalo Bills next to them there, Whittle, but it didn't happen. But let's see what else Brandon Bean will have going. I do anticipate after the bye week. I think that's going to be a very interesting week. And we'll get into that next week as well, Whittle, after hopefully be a win for the Bills on Monday night. We'll get to 5-1, hopefully. Then we can start talking about Larry O and Michael Hoyt coming off IR, what moves we're going to see. Not IR, but coming off their suspensions and
Yep,
see what things look like from maybe Maxwell Hairston. Maybe the 21-day window opens up. We'll see if he comes back. We'll see if
they're better.
some other guys are going to be looking. So we're gonna get a better picture on where the Bills are looking, and I think we're going to start hearing a little bit more or see a trade from the Buffalo Bills probably in the bye week coming up. But that's what I had this week, Whittle. Let's hope for a better result. And yep, and good to see here Yankees lost. And listen, congratulations to the Blue Jays fans out there. If you're Bills fans and Toronto fans, good for you. I'm not going to root any ill will against you. Again, we beat Boston, so I'm happy. So there you go. And that's really all I had for today, Whittle.
Yeah. Um, Same man. I'm that Newsome news just really like ruined
I,
ruined me
I
from
see it
the
on your
bad.
face. I know. I see the dejection on your face. Like I didn't.
Gosh. Bro, it's
It
just
was.
getting worse and worse too. Oh my God. Oh, we
Yeah.
have multiple 6th-round picks, guys. Come on.
And now they did trade a player, but how much was that player really worth to
Who
Cleveland?
cares? We got players too.
Yeah. No, I know.
Jesus. Oh,
Mm. Yep. Yeah, I'm agree with you, Michael. We need something in that room. So let's go Bills Monday night. But yeah, that was pretty tough news tonight. But hey, let's hope Bean After Dark strikes here somewhere along the line. But not tonight so much. But
yeah. All right, brother. Let's put a bow on this, man, and let's move forward. Uh, Phoenix is gonna have his hands full. He's got 3 touchdowns, 3 pass touchdowns, and 3 interceptions on the season so far. So the Bills should be able to take full advantage.
yep.
The 6th-round pick. Wow. 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 Uh,
Yep. I'm shocked. Yeah, yeah, we do love Whittle. I mean, I don't like to see Whittle's face like this, but yeah, it kind of,
uh,
it speaks volumes right now, unfortunately. But
you know what?
we move on.
And all right, we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna shut it down soon. But I gotta say this: we have been clamoring for years to get a pass rush as good as what we have right now,
Mhm.
and they're good, and they've been good against the run. I understand. The first game we gave up 270 yards on the ground and something wild like that. Fine. We gave up like 140 between like 3 players against the Dolphins. Whatever. 100 against the Jets between 5 different players. Again,
Mhm.
whatever. The Patriots couldn't run the ball. Now, I will say New Orleans touched us up a little bit with the run.
Mhm.
I wouldn't trade Trey White. I wouldn't trade White. Wouldn't trade White. I'd definitely trade a fourth.
Yeah.
I would have traded a four. I would have traded a fourth. Definitely would have traded a fourth for him. I think he's that good. I think he's good. Huh. Mm, 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 mm.
Oh man,
Shit.
we're all hurting in
And
here now.
maybe,
Steve
maybe,
is.
maybe, maybe the compensation was low because this is the last year of his deal. So whoever trades for him has to try to be signed. So maybe that's why.
But we've done this
Doesn't
before. We
help.
haven't been shy to make that kind of move, and
Right.
right. I mean, we're in a
Yeah,
Super Bowl
it
window.
doesn't
We've
help
talked
at
about
all.
this before.
Yeah,
Listen,
this doesn't help at
if
all. Like
Newsom's
this
on the
helps this hurt less.
if Newsom's on the float for the Super Bowl champion parade, and he goes and signs for $25 million a year with whoever, knock yourself out. I'll gladly give up that pick for that.
Oh, I mean the Jets stink,
Uh,
but like I don't want anybody from the Jets.
Harrison
Gosh.
Phillips. Well, horrible Harry back. I don't think we need him. I mean, as much as I wouldn't mind having him back, I don't think we need
Who?
him. Harrison Phillips.
No.
No, I don't think we need him at this point. I don't think that's I think we need a corner. I mean, and again, I'll give Bean this. I mean, their injuries haven't helped. I mean, Harrison's injury really has thrown, and even Strong have really hurt. Like, there's not much we can do about that.
And it's not even like, listen, I can accept the injuries, like that's fine, but we don't know if Strong is ever coming back. We need another corner, man. Like Trey White can't do it anymore. And the
Mm-mm.
more the if he's bad on the other side, like it's gonna affect the safeties because now the safeties are responsible for their area plus his. He's getting smoked. Uh, yeah, I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm done. A six
Yeah.
round pick, and we paid a third to get that washed. Oh, yeah. This is a tough one for me, man. This is a tough one. I don't
Yeah.
understand, bro. I don't get it.
Uh, let's just see. I'm gonna try to take a little approach and see who else could be coming in or what other moves, or because we are gonna make a move, but it better not be one of these recycled names we've had in the past, though. That's all I'll say about it.
I mean, Christian Fuller's out there. He's a he's a I can't even talk, man. I'm so upset. I'm
Will
so
is
upset right
Will,
now.
I have never seen you
Oh,
like
I'm
this.
disappointed, man. Disappointed. No, all right.
Yeah.
Christian Fuller's out there. He's a starting corner. He's a starting level corner. I think he's good enough. He's
Hmm.
a little, he's a little injury prone as well, but whatever, man. At this point, so I'm just like throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Because Trey
Yeah.
White's not it right now, man. He just don't he doesn't trust his body. We gotta get faster. We gotta stay connected on those receivers. So that's where I'm
Hmm.
at. All
Yeah. Oh man.
right. Thank
I'm
you
trying to
all
be
for
optimistic, everyone.
tuning
Let's,
in.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks guys for tuning in to another episode of Coast to Coast.
please check out
I'm
Whittle
Whittle from
tomorrow. Make sure
Shay.
he's okay. Yeah, he's all right tomorrow.
Yeah, play us out. Play us out, Brian.
All right,
I'm
I
done.
got it, brother. All right, was Whittle recovers from the Newsome news. Better days are ahead, folks. Again, make sure you like and subscribe to us, Do Champions. We thank you all in the group chat. You guys are fantastic as always. And then next week will be a bye week. Hopefully, we are recapping the Bills of 501. And who knows? Maybe we'll have a trade to break here on air. Hopefully, something good. Nothing like tonight. So we'll put that in the atmosphere ready. So, and that's really all I had. So let's go Bills on Monday night. Remember, 7 o'clock start time. Nice and early on Monday
All
night.
right,
There's 2 Monday night games this week. Have a
we
great
gotta
weekend,
bounce
everyone.
back, man.
We
Welfare check.
will.
What's that?
Welfare check.
Oh,
Take some take some
Pepto's
Pepto
not going to help me, man.
No,
Tell B to
no.
go find a freaking CB2.
Yeah,
That'll help me. Go
yeah,
get a
yeah.
CB2.
Welfare
That'll
check.
work.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
man.
who do the Giants have? Like, what's on their squad?
Right? Do Raiders have anybody worth anything? Because they're another team that's kind of fading away.
No, I don't
No.
think so. I think that defense is cool. But all right.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm done, bro.
All right. Hang in there, Whittle. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for checking in for today. We appreciate you all very much, and we will see you same time, same place next week. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. And as always, go Bills.
Bills.